Hey y'all, Lily here. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all how I go about making stickers. Should you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below and I will do my best to assist you. With that being said, let's get started. So I will be using the print and cut feature in Silhouette Studio. I have a full video on that. I will go ahead and link that right here for y'all. So we're going to start off by sending this to our printer. We have to make sure that the registration marks print out correctly. I will be using my Epson XP330. I always like to open up my printer. This way I just make sure that the registration marks are printing correctly. The printing process does take a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and just speed through this clip. But this printing process is very important because if the registration marks are printed out incorrectly, then when sent to your Cameo, it's going to cut out incorrectly as well. Alrighty, and this is what it looks like once it's all printed out. The colors are nice and vibrant. This is just your basic inkjet printer and it does such a great job. All the colors are all the same. Everything's nice, everything's vibrant. What I'm looking for is these registration marks. These have to be identical from what was printed because any little error and they won't cut correctly. So I just double checked that to make sure everything was fine and everything seems to be perfectly fine. So now it's time to send this to our Cameo. So I'm gonna go back into Silhouette Studio and just double check to make sure everything is correctly. Whatever is outlined in red is going to be what's going to be cut out. So I'm just double checking everything and everything seems to be fine. Everything looks okay. I'm making sure that the blade is to the correct setting. Changing the material, making sure it's white paper sticker. So always just double check this because if anything is wrong here, then it will also send the wrong messages to your Cameo and print out incorrectly or cut out incorrectly. So all we have left to do is we need to turn on our Cameo and then go ahead and place our paper on top of our cutting mat. I'm using this little hack right here of putting tape onto the cutting mat to see if it holds the actual paper on there with no problems and to see if it doesn't cause any chaos in the cutting process. I am using a ratchet blade, so I went ahead and removed it and I'm going to go ahead and change it to a 3. That is what's recommended for cutting white sticker paper. So I went ahead and just adjusted it to the correct number. Now I'm going to go ahead and begin and send it off the design. Now my Cameo will begin to read the registration marks. If you look closely at your Cameo, when it reads the registration marks, it should be the little red light that pops out. It should be right over the square of the registration marks. This is how you know that it's going to cut out correctly. If it's off by even a centimeter, then it's not going to cut correctly. So just ensure that it is reading it correctly. This is how I'm always able to tell if my Cameo is going to cut out correctly or incorrectly. So here it is just cutting. I'm going to go ahead and speed through this clip. Alright, and once it's all done, all we have to do is go ahead and remove it. So I've always noticed whenever I lift up my paper this way, things always tend to fall out or get pulled out, which is something that I don't like. So what I recommend doing is if you flip your mat over, just like this, and pull your mat off instead of the paper, it comes off way more effortlessly with no hassle. I'm doing this with one hand, and if you can see here, It has no issues whatsoever. Everything is still in place. And they all cut out really nicely. I love using the print and cut feature in Silhouette Studio. It's always so effortlessly. It always works out so greatly. I remember when I first started, I used to have so much trouble with it, but now that I have it down, it's amazing. I no longer have to manually cut out anything. It does it for me. I still use my Cameo 3, but I love it so much. I don't see myself upgrading anytime soon. Alrighty, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If y'all can hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, I would greatly appreciate it. It would help me a lot. If you have any questions at all, feel free to drop a comment down below and I will do my best to assist you in the best way possible. I do have TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I would also greatly appreciate the support over there. Once again, thank you so much for watching and have a great one.